Hi, in this video we'll try to calculate what are the total sightings during weekends and what are the total sightings during weekdays. So that way if a user is looking at your data in a report page, they should be able to see what are the weekend sightings during weekends and during weekdays and total sightings. So let us try to go to the calendar table. Once we go to the calendar table, we have a weekday, and once we click on one is number for Sunday. So let us check on 1 and see that it is Sunday, and let us click on 7, it is Saturday. So we are trying to keep it simple. We are not trying to add any kind of long weekends and all, so that we'll say, hey, if Saturday is Sunday, that is treated to be that is maybe a weekend. That is what we want to do. So let us go to Dax Query View and try to write the code. So now that we have that logic and we have checked that on the calendar table in the table view, so let us try to use filter function. Let us try to use filter function and add the calendar table as the first parameter, and also the filter expression. We have conditions, right? If it is 1 and if it is 7, then it is weekends. If not, if it is none of those two numbers, then it is weekdays. So now that we have that logic, let us try to build it. Let us try to say if calendar table weekday is equal to 1 or calendar table weekday is equal to 7, then it is a weekend. So let us try to wrap this around a OR function. So that way whatever selections are there, if it is 1 or 7, then it is automatically weekend. So now that that part of it is done, let us try to maybe put this in a variable. So the reason why we do it in Dax Query View is that before we actually build a measure, we want to see step by step what is the output. So that way we kind of understand the logic. So once we do that in the return statement, let us try to return the weekends. So that way we know those are the weekend steps, right, during the weekends. So let us run that. And once we run that, we see on the right those calendar table weekday only 1 or 7 is appearing, right? So we haven't calculated the total sightings yet. We just looked at the table. So now that we know this is a table, we cannot use the sum function. So we'll try to use the sum x iterator function. Again, sum x needs a table. It will go row or row and evaluate the expression. So sum x as a first parameter, we'll try to add this weekends table. We already know that it's a table, so try to add that weekends. And next we will try to add the expression. We already know is total sightings, right? We cannot run that here because in Dax Query View you cannot see this. This is not a table expression. Let us add the table constructor, curly braces. Now we have that 31,595. So those are the steps during the weekends. So let us try to drag a calculator onto this window, and let us try to add up, because we know what are the total sightings. It's about 96,429. So let us try to add and drag this calculator, add this number up into a calculator, 31,595. Once we do that, and again we calculate the weekdays, so we add up these two numbers, it should be the total sightings, which is 96,429. So if possible, we'll try to look at the data table UFO sightings and verify once we do this. So instead of R, we kind of tweak this code, try to calculate for weekdays. We'll say, hey, if the weekday is not equal to 1 or not equal to 7, wrap this around AND function, and by doing this we should be able to get the weekdays, right? So let us try to do that. Simply replace those things and run it. We have a number 64,834. Let us try to add this number up, 64,834. That should be the total sightings, 96,429, right? So let us try to go to our table, UFO sightings table, and click on the UFO sightings table and see that what are the total values. Total values looks like it's 96,429. So that is perfect. And let us try to go back to our Dax query view, and let us try to tweak it. Let us try to copy this and create a measure out of it. So let us try to define a measure. Let us name it appropriately. Let us try to go to measures table and right click and create a measure and pass this. I think I made a mistake here. I made it as during weekends. Maybe at the end of the video we'll try to make changes. We said during weekends, it should be during weekdays. So the logic is the same. Try to remove the curly braces and try to run it. And remember, this is a weekdays, but with a typo I made it as weekends. So I'll try to fix it at the end of the video and run it. You get a value. So once we have that value, and let us again create another measure and tweak this code. We can copy this same code and try to tweak it so that we get the weekends too. We remember we have used R function, and we said if calendar weekday equal to 1 or weekday equal to 7, then those are the weekends. Let us try to create this measure. And this measure also, I think I made a typo. Looks like I've just copied whatever was there in the Dax window. So I mean, this is what happens when you try to copy code from one place to another. This is kind of a learning experience too. In interviews, we can tell them, hey, this is what I faced. So I mean, these are the measures which you have created already, but sometimes you kind of copy them, the mistakes happen. So again, this has to be during weekdays, weekends, but I've calculated that as a weekdays. So I'll try to fix it once I at the end of the video. I'll try to fix this name and everything. So for now, the logic we know, we just run it and create these two measures. And the next thing is simple. We'll try to create a visual and try to drag the clustered bar chart onto the canvas. Once we add that part, let us try to add values to the x-axis. Because we have created two measures, let us try to drag those two measures onto the x-axis. And also we'll try to drag the total sightings also onto this x-axis. We don't have to give any values to y-axis, but for x-axis, if we give, all those three measures will show up in the visual. So that is exactly what we're trying to do. Let us drag the total sightings. Total sightings is also here. So I mean, next thing is trying to tweak it, right? Already Power BI has shown you in 3 different colors, three measures, 3 different colors. Let us try to add the data labels. And these are the things which you can do based on your needs, right? I'm trying to make sure that the values, display units are none, so that the actual value will show up. And all those things can be done. And as we keep on making changes to the visual, we'll try to maybe remove the title and try to change the position of the legend to center. And let us try to add title in the data labels. That way, if somebody is looking at the visual, actually at the bars, they will know what those bars represent. In this case, if they're not looking at the legend, they're looking at the bar, they know those are the 3 different measures. So that way they'll get an idea. And again, like I said, I will try to fix it. Instead of during weekends, it should be during weekdays. Maybe at the end of the video, I'll try to fix it. So let us try to remove the title. And once we do that, and also try to maybe move the legend to the center. So these are the things, like I said, again and again, that based on your needs, you can make those changes. So I made those changes. And again, if you get a chance, look at all those layout in the format settings of this visual. You can make those changes. You can reverse order. You can sort by value. You can keep spaces between the categories. You can drag that slider up and down so that you'll know. You can also use the overlap and assets. So these are the things I think you can do on your own. And for now, I think this is a good insight that we could calculate the weekdays and weekends sightings, including the total sightings. In a single visual, we are able to show them. And you make any selections on the slicer, those things will change. So now that I made those typos, I'm trying to make changes here. So I've highlighted those 2 measures. Once you click on that measure, I kind of corrected So because we copied from the Dax Query View, I made that mistake. So this is correct. Weekdays is correct and weekends is correct. So that part of it is taken care. And similarly to the second visual also measure also, I have made those changes, and also I commented, because once you create many measures, right, tomorrow you might kind of forget the logic. So that way we have those comments also in place. So we started to at the start of the video, we wanted to create measures so that we can calculate weekends total sightings and weekdays total sightings. I think we have achieved it. We have also used a slicer up top, decade slicer, so we can click on any slicer value, it will change. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.